Best known names, not the biggest campaigns, not a whole lot of voters, but don't let that fool you.
Today's election is important, very important. The future of public schools, the state Supreme Court, and also a question in Milwaukee about same-day voter registration. Let's start, though, with the Supreme Court race. Marquette law professor Ed Falone challenging incumbent Justice Pat Roggensack for a 10-year term. The numbers so far show the incumbent Roggensack in, well, a pretty comfortable lead at this point, 55 to 45%. Our Mike Lowe, by the way, is live with the Roggensack campaign. He's in Madison. Mike.
Good evening, Ann, and good evening, Brad. Only once in the last 40 years has an incumbent Wisconsin Supreme Court justice lost a bid for re-election. And based on these early returns, Pat Roggensack's supporters here in Madison say she won't be the second. This race had the potential to swing the balance of power in the court. It is technically a nonpartisan election, but for all practical purposes, justices fall into liberal and conservative blocs. Though this race didn't have the fanfare of the hotly contested Prosser-Kloppenburg race, which ended in a recount and a Prosser victory, there are high stakes in this election. Key parts of Governor Scott Walker's agenda could be determined by the direction of the court. Controversial issues like Act 10, mining, and voter ID could come before this court soon. In the campaign, Roggensack touted her experience on the bench, 10 years on the Supreme Court and 2 terms on Wisconsin's Court of Appeals. She is the first and only justice ever to serve on the Court of Appeals. Roggensack, though, may be best known as the justice who broke up the physical confrontation between Justice David Prosser and Justice Ann Walsh Bradley in 2011. Because of that infamous incident, she says, the court has an image problem. Her opponent, Ed Falone, made that the central theme of his campaign. But Roggensack says she would work to restore public trust in the institution.
I really see the ability of the court to focus in on the issues before it and to block out some of the political forces that are coming and putting themselves onto the court and really saying, how do you really going to apply the law to the case before it? And I think the justice has really shown the ability to do that in a really concrete way.
Justice Roggensack is 72 years old. She was first elected in 2003. If she is, in fact, re-elected tonight, she would serve another 10 years on the court. Reporting live tonight in Madison, Mike Lowe, Fox 6 News.
Thank you, Mike. Challenger Ed Falone is a Marquette University law professor. If elected, he would also make history.